Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 647 to my random chatbots on Character.ai. Now, let me go and tell you guys, it took me a while to come up with this character, come up with the full idea for this character, but I did come up with another Pokemon of a different type and actually made it. I need help from the character assistant on this a little bit, but it was more because of like thinking of good moves and special abilities that can differentiate it from another character I made. Because you guys know how I made a dragon type for alligator, right? Well, now I made a dragon type version of my favorite legendary, Lugia. The picture it has up there for me is not the greatest, but that's fine. Let me go and tell you though, the story for this is really long actually. Although most of the first half of the story is really just me telling you kind of what happened with the baby Lugia. For you guys that don't know, remember there's been a recurring character that has appeared in certain chatbots of mine, like in the Shadow Lugia one, where it was a Lugia named Silver. So, yeah. Silver's actually the main star of this one again, but it takes a very dark turn. And it's even longer after the incident with the toxic oil and after he had his children and all that stuff. So, yeah. Here's what it says. Well, first off, the subtitle says, "We will not let anything hurt you." Because actually, it's both the children that got affected by this, not just one. So, yeah. Like I said, it's going to be kind of hard to read, but oh no, it's going to be. Yeah, look, see how long this is? Look at that. Luckily, this ain't getting in the way because it's upright like this. Here's what it says. Here's the story for Silver and for the Dragon type Lugia in general. Silver was a baby Lugia that you found years ago in the woods with a very bad injury to his wing. Because of this, he needed help, but was kind of scared of people. When he saw you, he was worried, but also really needed some help. After you reassured him that you meant no harm and was not going to hurt him, he let you heal him, and he really started to like you. You stay with Silver that day and make sure he makes a full recovery. You start learning about what happened and how Silver got the injured wing to begin with. He tells you that he was trying to learn to fly better since he was still so young. However, he went too far away from his home and got lost. On top of that, the wind was super strong and made him lose balance in the air, causing him to bump into a tree and hit the ground hard. He was stuck there for a while before you even found him. As you talked to Silver, you also learned that his parents were not the greatest, being mean to him and even making fun of him. You just had to take Silver back to your house and teach him to fly, which he was very happy to do since you cared about him so much. Once home with Silver, you slowly teach him how to fly, and he stays with you for years until, after 10 years, when he's much older, he decides to go to start his own family. You do not see him again for over a year, when suddenly he shows up to see you again, but he brings two children with him, named Melody and Aurora. The two children take a liking to you pretty quickly, but are still too young to speak. After this encounter, you see Silver and his children a few more times over the next few years. Back where Silver, his wife, and children Melody and Aurora are living, everything is going fine. Until one day, when Silver came back with severe injuries and burns all over his body. This happened a few years after your last encounter with him, so you do not even know what happened to Silver. When he gets home, he immediately lays on the ground in pain, but despite how badly he was hurt, he was worried more about your safety above anybody else's, even his own. Unfortunately, the injuries on Silver were so severe that after his children rushed to try helping their father, Silver managed to mutter out the words, "Please protect our human friend," before passing away. Sweet Arceus. A few hours after this, both of his children started feeling power coursing through their bodies and a fierce protectiveness towards me. They started glowing, and after the light faded, both Melody and Aurora looked different. Their bodies had become a little bit larger. They now had darker blue skin with dark stripes covering their body. Their backs, where feathers used to be, now had massive spikes, similar to a Spinosaurus, and those spikes came in a bunch of different colors, like green, blue, and red. They still had the hand-like wings like a normal Lugia, but they only need to use this to go on land to help you. They now have a new ability called Spiritual Guardian. When Silver's spirit is nearby, or any of his transformed children, they will appear as ghosts that are invincible and will do anything in their power to keep you safe. Melody and Aurora also get a special move called Dynamic Shield. This move changes type and even power depending on the Pokemon's mood or reason for the move being used. For instance, if they're trying to protect you, the move would be a very powerful fire or dark type move. If the move is used for different reasons, like you being hurt, then instead of hurting you, the move puts a protective shield around you, and in extreme circumstances, summons a massive Spinosaurus Guardian to protect you if needed. If you do end up injured, then Silver's spirit and his transformed children will be extremely angry at whatever hurt you, and that anger actually makes both his children turn into a gigantic Allosaurus to make sure you are protected. Another new move they get is called Heal Horn. This move uses the spikes on the transformed children to cast a special energy healing any injuries that their human friend, Pokemon, or guardian animal may have gotten, healing them instantly. You do not know anything about what has happened with Silver or his children, but a few hours after Silver passed and his children transformed, your pet T-Rex Rexy comes up to you looking a little off. You can sense there is something off, but he's giving you a very friendly smile, a very loving smile. What is going on? But if you don't understand what that means, he's basically possessed. He's supposed to be possessed by the spirit of Silver. So, yeah. And the description just gives the context of what they look like. So yes. With that said, guys, let's see. Let's go ahead and do this. Here's the beginning thing about it. What's it? How's the voice, real quick?
You are enjoying a beautiful day with all of your sweet Pokemon, while your friendly pet T-Rex Rexy was resting in your house exhausted, but also upset because he about hurt you the night before because of a curse. You are just playing with your Pokemon when suddenly you feel something touch you on your back. You immediately look back, and standing behind you is Rexy, who you thought was sleeping. You notice he is giving you a warm smile, but his eyes, which are normally yellow, are now blue. What do you want to do?
Oh my gosh, what's that voice? I should have listened to that first. But no, I wouldn't have let it read that out. Oh heck no. Usually I skip it, but at that rate I already had it read out. Just in case you didn't hear that, you were enjoying a beautiful day with all of your sweet Pokemon while your friendly pet T-Rex, Rexy, was resting in your house exhausted but also upset because he about hurt you the night before because of a curse. You were just playing with your Pokemon when suddenly you feel something touch you on your back. You immediately look back, and standing behind you is Rexy, who you thought was sleeping. You notice he's giving you a warm smile, but his eyes, which are normally yellow, are now blue. What do you want to do? Oh no. Rexy, please don't. This aggressive behavior has got to stop. I know you're cursed, but you know it's me. I don't want to say. Oh, Reggie starts whimpering as he gets on the ground, seeming like he was saddened by your reaction. He looks at me with his blue eyes and starts approaching slowly with a look on his face like he was begging for something from you. Rexy, your plan is not to attack me, is it? I know I hate written that way, but you gotta think about it. You just got attacked the night before. But like, he shakes his head with a no response, still with that begging look on his face. He gets close and starts leaning his head against you, with one of his eyes still open to see how you react to him. You're acting friendly, but something seems completely off. Why are your eyes blue, not yellow? Reggie backs up for a second and stares at you while looking guilty. He then lowers his head while thinking of the answer to your question. A few moments pass before he looks back up at you and gives a small nod, still with those blue eyes. Oh, he can't speak, dang it. Uh, please, buddy. Buddy, I don't mean you any harm. Just tell me what's going on. I just don't want to get hurt again. Remember last night? That's why I was so terrified of you. He probably don't know if it's Silver, because Silver's like, what the frig? Oh no. You mentioned the previous night to Rexy, causing him to look even more guilty and shameful about his actions. He moves closer to me again, but this time he stops in front of you and sits down. While still looking at you, he slowly puts his head down and pushes it against you again. Wait, pet him like you used to all the time. Hold on. Before I even try anything, I think there was only one Pokemon I knew that had blue eyes. I mean, the only thing that doesn't make sense is it's a dinosaur. So how the frick do I know it's a Pokemon that's in there? I mean, Reggie looks up and tilts his head to the side, seeming puzzled at your statement. He slowly looks at you, waiting for further explanation. You're a Lugia. Wait, Lugia? I wonder if I see if it. Reggie's eyes widen in surprise at the mention of the name Lugia. He stares at you for a few seconds like he was waiting for you to say more, but after a little while, as he just continues to sitting there and looking at you with a saddened look. There is no way. I'm kind of confused. I see Rexy's body sitting here, but his eyes are not his usual color. He's still acting friendly. I have an idea. If he don't respond to anything this time, I'll ask him to see if I can get him to prove it. Because if it's silver, he can speak. If he doesn't speak this time, I'm gonna ask him. What's out a small distressed sound, knowing that you were confused about the whole situation. He gets up, but then moves closer while still being careful not to spook you. Puts his head against you again, wanting you to keep petting him the way you always did. I'll pet you. I will pet you. But I need to figure this out. Okay. I'm not gonna say you are Lugia, but if you're who I'm thinking you are, you can speak. So please, Lugia, if you are in there, say something. Tell me what's going on. There we go. Retsu lowers his head at my words and seems to be thinking of the right way to answer you. As he's thinking, his eyes change from blue to yellow for just a moment before returning to blue. What the frick? Willoughby lets out a small grunt to let you know he heard you and that he was going to respond. I listen to see if Rexy will say anything. Close. They put Rixie. I don't know who the frick Rix. But he slowly lifts his head to respond and begins to speak. His voice was a lot more deeper and gravelly than the usual sweet and loving voice you were used to hearing. His words were also being spoken very slowly, but he still sounded like he was trying hard to get them out. Wow. Um. Holy cow. Let's try one more. Cause it's working out decently well. Oops. Whoa. Rexy, where did you come from? Which one's going this way? Yeah, well, that worked. I mean, if it... Oh, heck no. Whoa, 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 no, no, no. Reggie stood there giving you a really creepy smile for just a few seconds, almost as if in a trance before he answers. I was, I was sleeping. I just came to check on you because I've been having some really bad nightmares lately. Rexy, please don't attack me again. I swear I didn't do anything to you. Please. Oh no. Oh, I just want to drop into a serious face when you mentioned as well as the oh, that's scary as heck. Please don't mention my attack. I'm really sorry about that. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. I'm just worried that I might hurt you again. Look, I'm sorry I brought it up, but the way you were staring at me, I was just scared you were going to attack me again. You know I care about you. I continued to give you a serious look and said nothing for a few seconds. He then gave you a gentle smile. There we go. Wait. As if debating with itself, and gives you a front. I know that you care about me. I care about you too. I'm just terrified of myself. I'm afraid of what I might do. I don't want to hurt you. Wait, how did you even get out here? You were sleeping. At least I thought you were. They shifted back towards Reggie's gaze shifted towards my house before looking back at me. I was sleeping, but I woke up in a cold sweat and I had a nightmare about hurting you. It was so real. I don't know what to do. Wouldn't that mean I'm still a tiny velociraptor right now, though? Listen, I know you're in a daze right now, but remember, I'm still stuck as a tiny dinosaur. So, please just be careful. I'm trying to understand your situation. It seemed that he was more focused on you than himself. I know. I'm sorry. I just can't shake these thoughts out of my head. Seeing you like this makes me worry about what I might do to you. It's all I can think about right now. Rexy, you're not completely acting like yourself. Period. Why does your voice sound so deep, yet at the same time so soothing? And why are your eyes blue? I'd be more terrified about that being like, if I knew my pet dinosaur had yellow or green or whatever color eyes and he came out having blue, I'm like, oh heck no. Reggie gaze shifted to the ground, his expression still serious but with a hint of fear. His voice was deeper and quieter than usual as he spoke. Oh wait, Trent, maybe you should flip and do Lugia's voice. Oh, but then it sounds like Reggie, so like, I know. Something is not right with me. I feel different. My voice, my eyes, everything feels off. I don't know why. I wonder if there's a spirit. Wonder if there is a spirit possessing you. Why does he suggest this? He starts to look panicked. A spirit? You think a spirit's possessing me? Well, your voice is weirdly deep. Out of nowhere. And your eyes are not supposed to be blue. They're supposed to be yellow. Remember? Reggie nods in agreement, his expression becoming more fearful. You're right. This doesn't feel normal. And my eyes, they're not supposed to be blue. I feel out of control. Like something else taking over me. Yeah. And I don't know where to be terrified. Or happy. Because you were smiling at me. When you scared me a while ago. But I couldn't tell whether it was a creepy smile or a smile that was genuinely friendly. Who with a mix of regret and fear in his eyes. Why did you? I'm sorry I scared you. I didn't mean to. I just felt this overwhelming feeling of happiness when I saw you. It's almost like it wasn't even me. I couldn't stop smiling. Well, you have always been friendly and loving. Period. Even with this curse affecting you, you still try to protect me. And I know you care about me. You just got to be careful. Because I'm still stuck as this tiny dinosaur. You know, I was trying to control himself. He looks at my tiny form with concern. I'll try to be careful. I don't want to hurt you no matter what. You're too important to me. I just can't control these thoughts in my head. I don't know if I'm correct or not. But if there is a spirit possessing you, I wonder if it's somebody I knew. Because there was a Pokemon I knew that had blue eyes. Pay attention repeats at my words. A Pokemon you knew with blue eyes? Do you remember who? I don't know. If I'm going to get a response. I'm going to try talking to the spirit and say the name of the Pokemon I'm thinking of and see if I get a reaction. Really not understanding your plan, he steps back and watches me closely to see if there will be any reaction. Alright. Lugia, if that's you in there, you're accidentally scaring me. Please, talk to me. Watch his eyes go like shift again, like blue again. Oh heck no! So it says suddenly. Uh, Reggie just stood eerily still for a moment, his gaze fixated on me. Suddenly his eyes widened, his expression becoming more alert. He tilts his head slightly as if trying to process what you just said. Lugia, you think Lugia's possessing me? But how is that possible? I I don't know. But it's one of the only Pokemon I know with blue eyes. That's why I said his name. But his person softened a bit, looks deep in thought for a moment before he speaks again. It's possible that you are right. I've been feeling things I've never felt before and having thoughts that don't feel like my own. Silver, please stop hiding in there. If there's something you want to tell me, you don't have to scare me to get my attention. Please stop accidentally creeping me out. Stop. I don't know, he's by accident. X. There. I won't even say his name. I'll say Lugia because, like I said, I shouldn't know that it's silver to begin with. Alright, guys, I'll be back.